What's going on, everyone? Just a quick, I wouldn't say quick, but, kind of an update on what's going on. I don't know if I'm going to be doing Tailgate Tales for a while, due to just, technology constraints and intellectual constraints. I think I'm going to hold off on it, and if I do it, it's going to be in a capacity of either a Zoom-style podcast, or it's going to be people that I meet if I get this new job that I'm trying to get. So I'm trying to get a gig up in Greenland, and, it's just another contracting gig, which is okay with me. So kind of just give you all an update on what's been going on. Still down here in Texas. Past couple months have been really busy. Trying to get my school done, trying to get stuff fixed and things operational, I guess, for my big trip back up to Nebraska. Everything's been going good. I missed out on a month of jiu-jitsu, but when I got back, I worked my butt off, and I was blessed to get promoted to a one-stripe white belt. So I am officially a one-stripe white belt in jiu-jitsu. So I think that's pretty cool. Something that I'm going to keep pursuing and keep going forward with. Kind of a cool update on the truck. So naturally, I didn't videotape the thing that I was going to videotape. I'm just not good at it. That's why I need a female or something with me to, nudge me and do those things, or just tell me to do it. That'd be nice. Ooh, a big red ant. That's kind of cool. So anyways, 1970 Dodge Powerwagon. It's what I've been driving. It's my daily driver. It's got some hiccups. I won't lie. It's got some issues here and there that, I can remedy. It's got some issues that I don't have the tools or the accessibility to remedy, but that's okay. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, I decided I was going to change out my Valley pan gasket for my intake. So my truck is a 383 truck, original. A little update on the truck: 1970 Dodge Powerwagon, 383 automatic with a factory PTO Braden winch on the front. She's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. But again, she's old, 1970, so 54 years ago. So she's getting up there. I apologize. I'm looking at this massive ant that's making its way to me that I probably will kill. I don't want to. I don't like killing random insects, but that's a mean ant. So anyways, the truck has 126,000 miles on it. I got it when it was 114, I think, something around that number. And in that time, I have done some engine modifications to it, and those modifications will include put a timing chain in it, just a single chain timing chain, some gaskets here and there, exhaust manifold gaskets, oil pan gaskets, stuff like that. I pulled the oil pan off because somebody prior to me must have used a bottle jack to lift up the truck at one time. It wasn't me. And it dented it real bad, so I, ball peen hammer and hammered it out. So it looks about to what you expect. But in this time, I had some 906 heads rebuilt for it, and I had some ARP head bolts and head gaskets, and I decided eventually that, she ran really good. She stock 2-barrel. I don't need anything powerful. I only go 60 max everywhere I go. So I decided to keep the intake, the 2-barrel and stock manifolds. It's got a 2.5-inch stainless steel exhaust that my brother built. It's not bad. It's actually a really nice exhaust, but it's a little loud for me. So anyways, a couple days ago, I decided to do the intake Valley pan gasket because it was the stock one. I mean, it was stock blue, Chrysler Industrial Blue, which is like a turquoise color, I guess. There's 3 different colors. And, you know, so far up to this point, this truck has been really good to me. I mean, every bolt has come off just fantastic. I mean, it's wild how well this the bolts and stuff come off on this truck, and it's not like they're loose or anything. They just come off. But for a 54-year-old Mopar or any car, you'd think that there's rusted bolts, rusted, you know, studs, all these things. Not this truck. This truck is like, she's been great to me. Again, there's some hiccups. I converted it from points to electronic ignition. Oh! I don't know if you saw that, but that squirrel just fell out of the tree. Sorry. So anyways, I upgraded it from points to electronic ignition. It wasn't points, it was electronic before, but I put in a new distributor, a new coil. I was trying to go with an OEM look, but I went with the Accel yellow super coil, whatever they call them. So eventually, when I do get some spending funds, I'm going to put that towards restoration of the engine back to OEM conditions. It's a 4x4 old truck. She doesn't need to be hopped up. Minus the exhaust. I'll keep the exhaust because my brother built it, and it's pretty nice. So anyways, getting back to the story. So I pulled the intake off. I got the valley pan gasket. And I've pulled a few old engines apart before. Like, this isn't an uncommon thing for me to do. For the big block Mopar, it kind of is, because this is my first real big block that I've had. But I'm not new to big blocks. Like, my old man has a 69 GTX 440 car, a 69 Roadrunner with a 383 in it. I've been around big blocks my whole life. So I'm pulling this valley pan gasket off, just expecting there to be sludge for days. I've seen it. I know it. This is not an uncommon thing. You know, it just builds up in the lifters, in the lifter valley, where the push rods are. It just kind of builds up right there. And I pulled the valley pan gasket off, and to my surprise, this engine is the cleanest engine I have ever seen in my life. I didn't see a single scarring on the cam at all, like all the way across the board that I could see. The push rods looked phenomenal. None of them were bent. They looked clean. There wasn't a speck of sludge in this thing. One of the things I did see that was dirty, I guess, that you could say, was on the big block, the head gaskets. On the heads, you know, if you've got the valley here and, you know, and there's push rods right here or whatever, the heads will sit like this. So there's going to be some excess material on the central area on the big block. That kind of, the gasket sets on the head. Well, on the passenger side, it was pretty gunked up with some stuff. Nothing crazy, because there's a recess in there, and that could build up with some stuff, but that doesn't really matter because this engine was mint. So I'm very excited. So, you know, I got all of the surfaces cleaned up and everything, and I go to put my valley pan gasket on, and kind of a heads up to anybody who's ever working on big block Chryslers. And I knew this, I know this might be a common mistake. I've never really had to experience it, but there is a difference in big blocks on Chryslers, right? So Chryslers had the B block and then the RB block. What that means is the deck height on the B blocks is shorter than the RB blocks, which are higher, right? So I believe the 50s, they had the 350 Chrysler. I've never seen one in person. I don't know if they made a lot of them, but the 350, the 361, the 383, the 400, they all are B blocks. So they are all low deck for the heads to sit on, right? So if, let's say, the head sit right here, whatever. They're right here. Some 383s. I guess there was a 1 year, like I think 58 or 59, where they were RB. So, but they're really rare. I've never seen them, but I do know they exist. I've seen pictures of them. But for the most part, they are all low deck, right? 413, 426 wedge, and 440 are all raised block. So, again, they're a little bit bigger. Well, that poses a challenge when buying valley gaskets. So on these, or valley pan gaskets, because on big block Chryslers, there is a gap underneath the intake, unlike small block Chrysler, small block Chevys, small block Fords, stuff like that. There is a gap that is underneath it, right? So that's the reason why we have a valley pan gasket. And I'll show you the valley pan gasket right now. On them, but I'll show you the original one. That's how I know the original one's the original one, because yeah, it's got the Chrysler Industrial Blue on it, and it's probably got 50 years of gunk and crap under there. So this is a RB, or this is a B block valley pan gasket. Well, what I ordered from Summit, and I apologize there's trash on it, I ordered the big block one, the RB one. And if I pull these aside, and they're set down on perfectly, they are way different, right? And of course, RTV and me are not friends, so I will RTV the living crap out of everything. So, look at the size of that fly. Look at the size of that horse fly. He ain't harming me, though. He's not harming me. So anyways, so I'll just show you the funniness, I guess, of all of this. There wasn't really anything funny. I had to order a new valley pan gasket. So the new valley pan gasket is in. It's a little, that's actually shine. That's not like grime or anything. Well, some of it is, but that's just doing the job and everything. So going kind of back to that cleanliness thing, this was so cool to work on because all the bolts came out good. They all went back in right. Very rarely does that happen for me. I did just change the exhaust manifold gasket recently, and 2 of the studs came out with the bolts, so it was kind of a pain getting those in, but I'm not entirely sure why they came out, considering I've done the gasket on that side before. But that's not a big deal. That job was just a get it done and go type deal, and it worked. So anyways, sorry, I've got some squirrels above me that are trying to throw acorns or something at me, rocks. So anyways, so got everything together. I apologize, I'm not holding it at a great stance. But yeah, what you see is my 126,000 mile 383. You know, she starts up good. It's got a 2-barrel Carter carburetor in it. Is it a Carter? Yeah, it's a Carter. Yep. I should know that. I've got a spare one sitting in the box over there that I'm going to rebuild or have rebuilt back to OEM specs. I'm going to have it restored, and then I'm going to have it Cerakoted gold, because I think gold is a sufficient color for these things. I don't think they were painted from factory. The one that I bought online was a factory unit, and it wasn't painted, but I think the Carters kind of go pretty well with gold, so it's going to get gold. And then I am going to have the engine rebuilt. 100 as much as I talk about it, and as much as I say I've ever had all that stuff, 126,000 miles does a lot for these. It does a lot to these engines, right? So she's going to need re-ringed, probably throw some bearings in it, maybe a bigger cam. I don't know, nor do I really think so. If the cam is fine, the cam is fine. It's not a big deal. So yeah, so that's been kind of the mix up the past couple days and all of that. I got off Facebook and I got off Instagram. I got off a lot of social media. I think I only have a LinkedIn and my YouTube right now. I deleted Snapchat, not that I use it. WhatsApp, I got off that. Even though I was on a group that I was really cool with my with my coaches and my friends from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I got out of there because the allure of social media and talking with people and stuff. I'm a better, I converse better in person. That's just how I am. So anyways, yeah, I'm getting it going. Everything's working out. I got to get some shocks for the truck because the shocks are original on this thing. I'm going to put some helper bags in the rear. I think helper bags are going to be great for hauling my camper back home because I'm going to be taking a lot more stuff home than I brought with me. I have 2 Harleys down here. Don't tell my buddy, but I'm going to give him one of the Harleys as a project bike. I've been kind of keeping it on the DL, but I think I'm going to give it to him. And then I'm going to unload a lot of my Harley parts that I've accumulated down here to another friend of mine who builds choppers and stuff. So kind of don't tell him. So anyways, yeah, once I get those helper bags on, get them ordered, get my spring or my shocks ordered, the only other thing that I might consider doing is tightening up my steering box, which I might do a video on. I say might, but I do all of these things and then I forget until I'm done doing the videos, but that's okay. And then I'm going to be heading back up to Nebraska here soon. And then hopefully this new job pans out. It'll be an overseas job. And it's going to be in a place that I really want to go to. I'm hoping to be able to get to Greenland or Diego Garcia, one of the two. So we'll see about that. I've got about 4 more weeks of the drone aerial management course, I think that's what it's called. I should know that. It's more of a business course that starting your own drone business. And to be frank, I'm not interested in starting my own business. It doesn't sound like it's appealing to me, but I do want to work in the drone industry. So if I do go overseas, I do plan on taking more courses on drone flight, drone preparation, stuff like that, to hopefully better myself in the drone industry. And if nothing comes of it, that's okay too. I think having a strong background with drones, doing these courses and certificates and getting these certificates is still also a big thing as well. I could always fall back on that, so it's not the end of the world. So yeah, I'm excited. It's been rough past couple months. Just kind of getting down on things. I'm not going to say I'm homesick because I don't really get homesick, but there are people that I'd like to see that I haven't seen in a really, really long time. I've been home quite a bit in the past couple years, but there's people that I haven't seen in a long time that I'd like to see. So hopefully we can get, hopefully I can set something like that up. Maybe even do a 10-year video reunion or something, or like a podcast with somebody I haven't talked to in a long time. So I think that'd be really cool too. So I'm getting excited. I just recently I got the steal of a lifetime on Facebook Marketplace, which was one of the reasons why I quit Facebook, was because of this deal, because it was so good. It kind of shocked me into being on Facebook. I don't know how that works, but it did. I saw an ad on Marketplace, and the gentleman had a disassembled 1993 Harley that had a built S&S Evo engine on it. If you're not a Harley guy, it's a great engine for Harleys. And it's considered one of the best. I mean, I like the kickstart engines, so shovel heads, knuckle heads, pan heads, even the old iron heads are cool to me. But this one was disassembled, and I was the first one to get on it. And when my jiu-jitsu buddy and I got there, we both kind of we both were in shock because the deal was so good. So I'm not going to tell you what I paid for it, but I paid significantly less than what it would cost to buy all these parts new, right? So I got a fully built S&S engine, which will be taken apart and it'll be gone through, as well as a Baker Super 6-speed overdrive for a 93 Harley. that Harley, I think I'm going to build while I'm overseas. I'm going to have somebody build it for me to kind of be my dream bike. I want to go with a very close style to the early 30s or the late 30s knuckleheads, the panheads, kind of something in there, you know, full fender units, Springer front end, something like that. So I'm hoping I can build something like that, or, you know, have the ability to do that. But I've got a good base. And, you know, down here in Texas, if I was to leave the bike down here, I've got some good friends that would help build it. You know, I could pay them and stuff, but we could get it built and hopefully have a cool bike. So, unfortunately, my fat boy is running really bad right now. The cam chain tensioner, I suspect is going bad. She has noise in it, and I guess when I ride it, I don't ride with a helmet. Don't do that. Always ride with a helmet. Always ride with full gear. But I'm one of those that goes shirtless with no helmet, my sunglasses, that's it, with my gun to the side, you know. So I don't recommend that. But when I ride the bike, I can hear either a knock or something in the bottom end, top end. So as absolutely crazy as it sounds, I'm going to ride the bike till it blows up. I would do the job myself. I would do the cam tensioner myself. I've seen videos and it doesn't look hard. However, I don't have a shop down here, and I don't have certain tools that I need down here to do it. So, and I don't feel like buying them. And I understand that, you know, an engine or cheap tools, you know. To me though, if I go overseas, I want to build the bike anyways. So the fat boy is going to be, she's going to be ridden until she blows up, which is pretty common, I guess, on these old twin cams. So anyways, yeah, that's kind of the update right now. I'm just working on some things and trying to figure stuff out. I'm doing pretty good with it. A lot of this is by myself, which, well, actually, it's all by myself. So that's kind of a struggle there, but it's not the end of the world. You know, I've been doing this stuff my whole life by myself. So what's another month and a half, you know? It's not hurting me. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, I'm sorry there isn't a template on what I talked about. I know that I went back a few times on certain subjects, or, you know, I would start a subject and then tell something else and then come back to that subject. I'm not the best at that. It's not really something I practice. So this literally was, you know what, I should make a video. And I came out here and made a video. So that's kind of like how it works with that. If I do go overseas and there's a lot of downtime, I am going to try to hone in on how I do videos, how I make them a little bit better. Hopefully I can get some help on figuring out how to make the GoPros work, and hopefully doing that. And if it does, it does. I know I've had some really good interviews. It's not that I haven't had them. I have had them. But due to technological restraints, they have either been bad videos, I wouldn't say bad, but they've been like, there's been weather issues, heat issues. Heat is one of the biggest things. I am in Texas, and why I decided to come to Texas and do an outside podcast on a truck that doesn't stay cool, I'll never know. But that's just the way things are sometimes. Like I said, I'm going to keep the Tailgate Tales YouTube. I feel like it's a great name, and it's something that can be built upon. And if it is built upon and it's something that I'll do further along down the line, then so be it. But like I said, for right now, unless if something major pops off and I am able to do some really good interviews and I can make them work, I'd like to get them on here, whether or not I get the job or not. I still do want to get some in and kind of go from there and make them work. because I do have a lot of people who have given me some encouraging words. They've given me hope on doing this. To me, though, it is not a one-man ordeal. It's not something I can do by myself. That's what I have come to the conclusion of. And, that's okay too. That just means hopefully that I'm learning and I'm figuring it out. And I'm not as fast as everyone, as some things. What I mean is I'm not fast at learning technology that well. I'm more of a gear-oriented person, so I can understand gears. I can understand mechanical stuff. I can understand how engines work, stuff like that. But when it comes to technology, it's a little harder for me. So I kind of did challenge myself. I've known this for years. That's kind of one of the reasons why I decided to move from the gunsmithing aspect of my online schooling to the drone aspect. And I think that's helping me. I'm not doing good in school, but I'm not doing bad. I'm about mid, I guess. And that's okay. As long as I can finish and as long as I can feel proud afterwards, I think that's the biggest thing. But yeah, I think that's kind of a good update. I didn't give y'all too much information, but I've given y'all enough. I appreciate the views. I do. I've had some of my good friends have messaged on or put comments on my YouTube channel, and I appreciate that. I really do. I had another gentleman put one on there, and I don't know who it is, but I understood what he meant when he put it on there. So I'm gonna get going. I'm not gonna let you all hear the truck because that's maybe a video for another day here real soon, because I got to do my motor mounts here soon, and I think that's a good video to do to make. So I'm gonna, once I can get a jack over here, I'm gonna do this video on how to change the motor mounts on a big block. So that will be coming hopefully soon. Like I said, I got to get a jack. One of my friends to bring a jack over, and then we'll go from there. And then maybe I might do a how to maintenance one of these trucks. I just changed the oil, so I'm not going to show you how to do that. It's very, very easy on a big block Chrysler. It's about as easy as it gets. So I might even just go over it and show you how to do it, but I'm not going to do it because I just changed it. And then I'll show you how to do the shocks, how to do stuff like that. These are all things that I do want to show you on the video. I really wanted to show you guys how to do the intake, but by the time I had already started doing the job, I was already too far into it to go, well, here's the big reveal or this or that. I was kind of SOL on that, so that's my bad. I apologize. But yeah, I think that's a lot of ground covered. So, if you don't hear from me for a while, I will be doing good. I'll try to do my best to get videos, but if not, thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys all soon. All right, peace.